Hey there, I'm Christian Reither of Curreen Capital. A lot of the time I'm out and I'm talking to somebody cool and they inevitably say, "Oh, you're an investor, you must be into socially responsible investing." And I say, "No." And actually I don't like socially responsible investing, as you know, capital letter SRI. I don't like ESG, the environmental, social, and governance focused investing. And it's not because these are bad things, it's not because I'm out there, clubbing seals after work. Like, that's not what I'm into. The reason is I think that people all too often wrap themselves in these flags of ethical, moral, and they use it to charge excessive fees for mediocre products. And worse than that, the people who get, caught in these sort of traps, these sort of mediocre investments, are the good people, are the people with good hearts, good intentions, who want to make the world a better place. And it makes me mad, it riles me up that you're trapping the best people. Anyway, so what's my beef with SRI? So first off, what does it mean to invest socially responsibly? I know what it means. You know what it means. The labor unions know what it means. The religious groups know what it means. The environmental groups know what it means. But they're all different. We all have these different takes on it. And if you're into digital privacy, you've got a completely different take on it, and you won't touch any of the stuff that the normal SRI funds are into. So it's like, yes, there are things that I will not touch. There are things that I think are wrong and should be removed from this earth. But what I think doesn't line up exactly with what you think, and it becomes very difficult when we try to make an investment vehicle that follows the right path when it's so difficult to know what is the right path. So that's the first problem. Second problem are the fees. Because you've got a Vanguard fund that tracks a socially responsible index. You've got a BlackRock ETF that tracks a socially responsible index. But my guess is, if you're pitched to one of these socially responsible funds, you were not pitched the Vanguard fund or the BlackRock ETF. You were pitched a fund with fees maybe 1 or 1.5% above those every year. And I'm not opposed to high fees. I actually have a fund with high fees. I'm opposed to high fees when you don't get value in return. So high fees should only be accompanied by returns that exceed those of the index. Otherwise, why the heck are you with those things? And so the Vanguard fund seems to lag the S&P by a little bit. The BlackRock ETF actually seems to be pretty darn close, but they're not beating the index on return basis. So the value of our investment into socially responsible has to be made up somewhere else. So it's in the fact that we are effecting positive change, or maybe with the Hippocratic Oath, we're at least not doing evil. Like, we're not making the world a worse place through our investment. My issue with these high fee funds is that, like, okay, I'm getting worse returns, and where does my investment into making the world a better place go? And I worry that some of it goes into a townhouse in San Francisco, or to pay for somebody's boat, or, private jets to fly around and give seminars about how good you can be if you invest in these things. And that just doesn't strike me as the best way to put money towards making the world a better place. So that goes sort of into my third idea, which is that I don't want to combine investing with making the world a better place with my money. I think when you put those two things together, you get this sort of unpleasant compromise that doesn't do either job as effectively as it could. So I think if you want to make the world a better place, you go into investing, you do that purely, you don't buy stuff that makes you feel, ill, but you do a good job investing. And then you take the profits of that investing and you make the world a better place with targeted investments. So what do you do with this investing framework if you want to do good? A, if it's you investing in stocks yourself, don't buy stuff that makes you feel sick. Don't be a part of something that you think is evil. If you have an investment manager, not only should they be someone you can trust to work on your behalf, and someone who knows what they're doing and actually can beat the market after their fees. But you also want to know that they have some sort of moral compass, that you can feel good that, you know, they're out there investing your money, not in stuff that will make you ill if you find out about it. But for 95% of us, what should we do? Well, not me, because I'm in camp number 1. But so 95% of the people, what should they do if they're in an index fund? Like I said, take that money that you save by being in a low-cost index fund and not, you know, subsidizing somebody's lifestyle, even if they're also progressive. You don't have to subsidize their lifestyle. Take that money that you saved and put it to good use. Like, calculate, okay, you know, 1% of my money every year is being saved because I'm in this low-cost fund. I'm going to take 1% of my money and I'm going to donate it to X charity or X number of charities. Or I'm going to install stuff that makes my life better, like LED light bulbs everywhere in my house. Something that makes the world a little bit of a better place. Do that. That's pure, that's clean. Then you have solid returns and you're making a positive influence, positive impact in the world. You're affecting positive change. You're doing well. You don't have to do that by buying this mediocre compromise of investment plus doing good. Like, you can vote with your dollars elsewhere directly. You don't have to do it as part of your investment scheme. So, those are my thoughts on SRI investing, why it makes me a little bit mad. Please leave a like, and please leave some comments below. I read all of them, and I do want to know what you think. Thank you so much. Also, after all this talk, I have to go donate some money to charity, because I'm not a hypocrite.